A beacon in the darkness. The vast emptiness of space was illuminated only by the distant, cold light of stars. Among them, the colossal human vessel, Elysium Vanguard, cut through the void like a leviathan. Nearly 2 kilometers long, its hull gleamed with reinforced titanium alloy, bristling with sensor arrays and defensive turrets. For Earth, this was more than a ship. It was humanity's promise to survive, to explore, and to thrive. Captain Elena Marlowe stood on the observation deck, hands clasped behind her back, as she watched the swirling gases of a nearby nebula. It was beautiful, yet deadly, a perfect metaphor for space itself. The Vanguard was Earth's newest and most advanced exploration vessel, a hybrid of a research station and a warship. It carried scientists, engineers, and soldiers, an uneasy blend of curiosity and caution. "Captain," the voice of Commander Yusuf Singh crackled through her earpiece, "we're picking up an anomaly at the edge of the cerulean expanse. Energy readings are off the charts, nothing natural about it." Elena's pulse quickened. For decades, humanity had reached into the stars, encountering barren worlds and lifeless systems. The possibility of discovering intelligent life had always been tantalizing but elusive. This signal could change everything. The signal. In the control room, screens displayed streams of data. A glowing blue waveform pulsated on the central monitor. Lieutenant Arya Novak, the ship's lead astrophysicist, adjusted her glasses as she analyzed the readings. "This energy signature," she began, her voice tinged with awe, "is highly structured. It's broadcasting on multiple frequencies simultaneously. It's almost like a message." "Could it be artificial?" Elena asked. "It's almost certain," Arya replied. "But here's the strange part. It's not directed at us. It's a beacon broadcasting into the void." The room fell silent. Humanity's first brush with alien technology wasn't a greeting. It was a shout into the dark. Approaching the beacon, the Elysium Vanguard adjusted its course, its fusion drives humming softly as the ship approached the source of the signal. Through the forward viewport, a massive structure began to take shape, a lattice of interlocking rings glowing with an ethereal light. The object was massive, dwarfing even the Vanguard. Its surface shimmered like liquid silver, constantly shifting and reconfiguring. "By all accounts," Arya said, her voice trembling, "this thing is ancient, older than anything we've ever encountered." The ship's AI, Argus, chimed in. "Preliminary scans indicate the structure is powered by an unknown energy source. No signs of life detected." "Keep us at a safe distance," Elena ordered. "We don't want to set off any defenses." First contact, a misstep. As the Vanguard sent out a standard first contact transmission, the beacon reacted. The interlocking rings rotated faster, their glow intensifying. Energy surged through the structure, and suddenly, smaller vessels emerged, sleek, blade-like ships that seemed to phase in and out of reality. "Captain," Commander Singh called out, "those ships are armed. They're forming an attack pattern." "Shields up," Elena barked. "Hold position and don't fire unless fired upon." The alien vessels circled the Vanguard, their movements fluid and almost predatory. They emitted bursts of light and sound. Communications, warnings? The humans couldn't tell. "Captain," Arya said urgently, "I don't think they understand us. They're reacting to our size and armaments. To them, we probably look like an invasion force." Elena's jaw tightened. Humanity's attempt to appear prepared and cautious might have backfired. To these beings, the Vanguard must have seemed like a harbinger of destruction. An act of trust. Elena made a bold decision. "Lower shields," she commanded. "Captain," Singh's voice was sharp with disbelief. "Do it. And power down all non-essential systems. We need to show them we're not a threat." One by one, the ship's defensive systems powered down, leaving the Vanguard vulnerable. It was a gamble, a high-stakes move to demonstrate trust. The alien ships hesitated, their formation loosening. One of them moved closer, its hull reflecting the vanguard like a perfect mirror. A stream of symbols appeared on the human monitors. "They're communicating," Arya whispered. "I think they're asking why we came." Alina leaned forward, her voice steady. "Tell them the truth. We came to explore, to learn, and to find others who share this vast galaxy with us." The alien response came swiftly, a single word translated by Argus. "Unworthy." The challenge. The alien vessels retreated slightly, maintaining a cautious distance. The beacon's glow dimmed, but the ships didn't attack. "What do they mean, unworthy?" Singh asked. "They're testing us," Alina said, her mind racing. "They want to know if we're worth their time, worth sharing their knowledge." "How do we prove ourselves?" Arya asked. Alina looked at the shimmering beacon and the alien ships beyond it. "We show them what makes humanity unique. Our determination, our ingenuity, and our respect for the challenges of space." She turned to her crew. "Prepare a transmission. We'll share our history, our triumphs, our failures, and everything in between. If they want to know who we are, we'll show them." As the data stringed out, Alina watched the alien ships, her heart pounding. This wasn't just about survival. It was about proving humanity's place among the stars. The trial of understanding. The alien vessels hovered silently, their reflective surfaces catching the dim starlight as the Elysium Vanguard maintained its vulnerable stance. The transmission, humanity's history, its struggles, and its resilience, had been sent. Now, Captain Alina Marlowe and her crew could only wait, their fate dangling in the balance. On the bridge, a tense silence lingered. Commander Yusuf Singh paced near his station, his eyes fixed on the alien ships. "They're analyzing the data," Lieutenant Arya Novak observed, her voice subdued. "Their response time is methodical, almost too deliberate." "They're testing us, Lieutenant," Captain Alina said, her gaze unwavering. "Patience is part of the trial." A cryptic Ripley. Finally, the ship's AI, Argus, announced. "Incoming message. Format. Symbolic code." Translating. The display flickered, revealing a series of intricate glyphs. Within seconds, Argus decoded the message. "Prove your resilience. Enter the crucible." "What's the crucible?" Singh asked, his voice tinged with concern. The answer came swiftly as the alien vessels began moving in unison, forming a corridor of pulsating light between them. At its end, the beacon's structure shifted, opening to reveal a swirling vortex, a portal radiating both beauty and menace. "They want us to go through," Arya said. "It's a test. Into the unknown." "Helm, plot a course," Alina ordered. Her calm tone masked the storm of uncertainty within her. The Vanguard eased forward, its engines humming softly. As the ship approached the vortex, the crew braced themselves. Whatever lay on the other side was an enigma, and the risks were monumental. The moment the ship entered the portal, the universe seemed to shatter. Colors beyond the visible spectrum swirled around them, and the ship's sensors struggled to make sense of the data. "Gravitational forces are fluctuating," Singh called out, hull integrity holding at 87%. "Stay focused," Alina commanded. "We didn't come this far to turn back." With a final surge, the Vanguard emerged into a new expanse, a system unlike anything humanity had ever seen. A massive crystalline structure floated at its center, surrounded by fragmented moons and asteroid-like debris. The alien vessels followed, maintaining their silent escort. The arena. As the Vanguard held its position, the crystalline structure began to pulse. It emitted beams of light that connected to the debris around it, forming a complex web. Slowly, fragments of the moons and asteroids moved, reconfiguring themselves into what could only be described as an arena. "This doesn't look like a test of diplomacy," Singh muttered. "No," Alina agreed. "This is a test of survival." The arena's web of light solidified, encasing the Vanguard within its boundaries. A low hum reverberated through the ship, and suddenly, the debris came to life. Massive chunks of rock and metal began to move, targeting the Vanguard with precision and intent. The trial begins. Defensive systems online. Singh barked. Negative, Elena countered. No weapons. We're not here to fight. We're here to prove ourselves. But Captain, we're sitting ducks out here, Singh argued. Elena turned to Arya. Options. The arena is reacting to our movements, Arya said, her fingers flying over her console. It's like a puzzle. A test of strategy, not firepower. Then we outmaneuver it, Elena said. Helm, take us through a low-power trajectory. Match the movement patterns of the debris and find us a path. The Vanguard began to weave through the arena, its thrusters firing in calculated bursts. The ship dodged and ducked, narrowly avoiding collisions with the shifting debris. A display of ingenuity. The alien vessels hovered outside the arena, their reflective hulls glinting like spectators at a gladiatorial match. They observed every movement, every decision. The Vanguard's crew worked in seamless coordination, their actions a testament to human ingenuity. Captain, Arya said, the arena's patterns are becoming more complex. It's adapting to our strategies. Then we adapt faster, Elena replied. Use the data from the previous patterns. Predict the next phase. With each passing moment, the trial grew more intense. The debris moved faster, forcing the Vanguard to push its systems to their limits. The crew's determination was palpable. Every member played their part, their actions synchronized like the gears of a finely tuned machine. The Crucible's verdict. Finally, the arena began to slow. The debris returned to its original positions, and the web of light dissolved. The crystalline structure pulsed once more, and a beam of energy enveloped the Vanguard. For a tense moment, the crew feared the worst. Energy levels stabilizing, Arya reported. No damage detected. The alien vessels moved closer, and Argus translated a new message. You endure. You adapt. You are worthy. A wave of relief washed over the crew. Elena allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had passed the first trial, not through aggression, but through resilience and ingenuity. A new beginning. The arena dissolved, and the crystalline structure began to shift again, revealing a gateway to yet another unknown. The alien vessels flanked the Vanguard, their intent clear. They were guiding the humans to the next stage. This isn't over, Elena said, her voice firm. But we've earned their attention. Now we show them what humanity is truly capable of. As the Vanguard prepared to follow its guides, Elena addressed her crew. We are the first of our kind to stand here, to be tested by a civilization far beyond our understanding. Whatever lies ahead, remember this, we carry the hopes and dreams of Earth with us. The Elysium Vanguard surged forward, its engines glowing brightly against the infinite void, as humanity took its next step into the unknown. The Guardians of the Unknown. The Elysium Vanguard glided into the gateway, leaving the remnants of the crystalline arena behind. On the other side, the crew was met with a sight that stole their breath. A sprawling galactic nexus. It was a place of impossible scale, where colossal structures floated effortlessly in a void that seemed untouched by time. Rivers of light flowed between these structures, connecting them in a web of glowing energy. Captain Elena Marlowe stood at the bridge, her eyes fixed on the ethereal beauty before her. It's not just a civilization, she murmured. It's an empire. Captain, Lieutenant Arya Novak said, her voice tinged with awe. Those structures, they're generating more energy than a dozen stars. This entire nexus is alive with power. Before Elena could reply, Argus, the ship's AI, interrupted. Incoming communication, visual format. The main screen flickered to life, revealing an alien figure unlike anything they had imagined. Its body shimmered with a crystalline translucence, refracting light into brilliant colors. Its elongated limbs and faceted eyes gave it an almost ethereal elegance. This was not a warrior. It was something more. "I am Vox Talinar, Warden of the Nexus," the alien said, its voice resonating like a symphony. "You have passed the crucible, proving your resilience. But to earn the right to stand here, you must face the next trial. The trial of harmony." The trial of harmony. Commander Yusuf Singh furrowed his brow. Harmony. What does that mean? Vox Talinar's faceted eyes glimmered as it explained. "Your species has shown strength and adaptability. Now we must see if you can coexist. This trial will test your ability to harmonize with forces beyond your control." The alien gestured, and one of the luminous rivers of energy detached itself, flowing toward the vanguard. It was mesmerizing. Alive yet intangible, like a stream of pure thought. "It's beautiful," Arya whispered. "It's also heading straight for us," Singh said, his tone cautious. "Hold position," Elena ordered. "Let it come." The energy stream surrounded the vanguard, enveloping it in a cocoon of light. The ship's systems flickered, and the hum of the engines changed, resonating with an otherworldly tone. "Captain," Argus said, "the energy is integrating with our systems. It's not hostile, more like it's learning us." A symphony of chaos. Suddenly, the ship began to tremble. The energy stream pulsed erratically, its once soothing glow turning chaotic. Lights on the bridge flickered, and alarms blared. "What's happening?" Singh shouted. "The energy is out of sync with our systems," Arya replied, frantically analyzing the data. "It's trying to communicate, but we're not aligned. If we can't stabilize it, the feedback could tear us apart." Elena's mind raced. This wasn't just a test of technology. It was a test of their ability to find balance, to coexist with something alien. "Arya," Elena said, her voice steady, "what do we need to harmonize?" "Music," Arya said suddenly, her eyes lighting up. "Captain, the energy behaves like a symphony, waves of interconnected frequencies. If we can match its rhythm, we might stabilize it." "Do it," Elena said. "Feed the patterns into our communication arrays and create a harmonic resonance." Finding the rhythm. As the crew worked frantically, the energy continued to surge and pulse around the ship. It was a chaotic dance of light and sound, threatening to overwhelm them. "Captain," Arya said, "I'm running simulations to match the energy's frequency, but it's shifting faster than we can calculate." "Then stop calculating," Elena said. "Feel it." Arya hesitated for a moment before nodding. She closed her eyes, listening to the erratic hum of the energy. Slowly, she began to input commands, adjusting the ship's resonance manually. The ship's systems hummed in response, creating a low, steady tone that began to match the energy's rhythm. The chaotic pulses started to calm. The energy stream flowed more smoothly, its glow returning to a harmonious shimmer. Unity in diversity. The alien figure, Vox Talinar, appeared on the screen once more. Its crystalline form seemed to radiate approval. "You have succeeded," it said. "Your kind has shown the ability to harmonize with forces beyond your comprehension. This is the essence of coexistence." Elena exhaled, the tension in her shoulders easing. "Thank you, Vox Talinar. What comes next?" "The final trial," Vox Talinar replied. "It will test not your strength or harmony, but your resolve. Prepare yourselves, for the greatest challenge lies ahead." As the screen went dark, Elena turned to her crew. "We've proven our resilience and our ability to coexist. Now we must show them the strength of our will. Whatever comes next, we face it together." The Elysium Vanguard floated in the heart of the Galactic Nexus, its crew ready for the final trial that would determine humanity's place among the stars. The trial of resolve. The Elysium Vanguard hung in the stillness of the Galactic Nexus, its engines idling as the crew prepared for whatever the final trial would bring. Outside, the alien ships circled like silent sentinels, their reflective hulls shimmering in the rivers of light that coursed through the ancient structures. Captain Alina Marlowe stood at the helm, her mind racing as she analyzed the cryptic words of Vox Talinar. The final trial will test your resolve. Resolve. It wasn't strength or ingenuity this time. It was about endurance, about holding firm when the weight of the galaxy seemed poised to crush them. But what form would that test take? The rift. Suddenly, the nexus stirred. The rivers of light convulsed, their currents twisting into chaotic spirals. A deep rumble echoed through the ship as a rift opened in the void ahead. A tear in space itself. The edges of the rift shimmered like molten glass, revealing a churning abyss within. "Captain," Argus intoned, "anomaly detected. The rift exhibits gravitational distortions and extreme temporal flux. Approaching it will subject the ship to unpredictable forces." Vox Talinar's image appeared on the main display. Its crystalline face was expressionless, but its voice carried weight. "Beyond the rift lies the heart of the Nexus, a place that no outsider has entered. To prove your resolve, you must cross it. But beware. The journey will test your unity, your courage, and your very will to survive." A leap of faith. Commander Yusuf Singh turned to Alina. "Captain, we don't even know what's on the other side. This could be a one-way trip." Alina met his gaze, her expression calm but resolute. "We didn't come this far to back down now. If this is what it takes to earn their trust, we do it. Prepare the ship." The crew moved quickly, their fear tempered by determination. Systems were reinforced, and the Vanguard's engines roared to life as it approached the rift. As the ship entered the swirling maw, the universe seemed to collapse around them. Colors blurred into one another, and time itself felt fractured. The Vanguard shuddered violently, alarms blaring as the ship was buffeted by forces beyond comprehension. Structural integrity at 72%. Singh called out, "We can't take much more of this. Hold steady." Alina commanded. We pushed through. The abyss. Inside the rift, the crew experienced strange phenomena. Time loops caused moments to repeat. Shadows danced on the edges of their vision, whispering in voices that felt both alien and familiar. "Captain," Arya said, her voice trembling, "this isn't just a physical test, it's psychological. The rift is probing us, testing our fears, our doubts." The lights flickered, and for a moment, the bridge was plunged into darkness. When they returned, the image of Earth appeared on the main screen. It was a haunting projection of a desolate planet, its cities in ruins. "This is what could become of your world," Vox Talinar's voice echoed. "Will you falter, knowing the cost of failure?" Alina stood firm. "We didn't come here to fail. No matter the cost, we endure." Unity in chaos. The rift's assault intensified. Phantom voices echoed through the ship, sowing discord among the crew. Doubts and fears surfaced, threatening to tear them apart. "We're going to be destroyed," a crew member shouted, panic setting in. Alina stepped forward, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Listen to me. We are not defined by fear. We are defined by our ability to stand together, no matter what comes. Trust in each other. Trust in this ship. We will make it through." Her words rallied the crew. With renewed focus, they returned to their stations, their unity becoming a shield against the rift's relentless assault. The eye of the Nexus. As the Vanguard pressed on, the chaos began to subside. The rift's turbulence gave way to a serene stillness. They had reached the eye of the storm, a luminous expanse where the fabric of space seemed to weave itself into a tapestry of light and energy. In the center of this cosmic web stood a massive construct, its shape shifting as though alive. It radiated an aura of immense power and ancient wisdom. "Captain," Argus said, "we've arrived at the core of the Nexus. This structure appears to be the source of the Nexus's energy and the trials we faced." Vox Talinar's voice returned. "You have proven your resolve. Few have made it this far. Now, one final choice remains. Will you claim this power for your own, or will you leave it untouched, knowing its potential to reshape your galaxy? The choice. The bridge fell silent as the weight of the decision settled over them. The power before them could propel humanity into an age of unparalleled advancement, or destroy everything they had ever known. Alina stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. We didn't come here to conquer. We came to learn, to grow, and to find others who share this galaxy with us. We leave it untouched. The construct pulsed, and the voice of Vox Tal-Anar softened. You have chosen wisely. This power was never meant to be wielded, only to test those who seek it. You have shown not only resolve but wisdom. Humanity has earned its place among the stars. The rift began to close, and the vanguard was gently propelled back into the nexus. The alien vessels formed an honor guard, their movements synchronized in a display of respect. A new era. As the Elysium vanguard exited the nexus, the crew felt a profound sense of accomplishment. They had faced the unknown and emerged stronger, united by their shared resolve. Elena looked out at the stars, her heart swelling with pride. This is just the beginning. We've shown them who we are, and now we'll show the galaxy. The vanguard set its course for home, carrying not just the stories of their trials, but the promise of a future shaped by courage, unity, and the unyielding resolve of humanity. The Keeper's revelation. The Elysium vanguard sailed away from the rift, its hull bearing the scars of the trials it had endured. Despite the lingering tension, the atmosphere on the bridge was one of quiet triumph. They had survived. But as the alien vessels continued to flank their ship, Captain Alina Marlowe sensed that their journey was far from over. Captain, Argus announced, a direct transmission is incoming from Vox Tal-Anar. The signal is highly compressed, preparing to decompress for display. The screen flickered, and Vox Tal-Anar reappeared, its crystalline form refracting light in mesmerizing patterns. You have passed the trials of resilience, harmony, and resolve, but your journey has not reached its end. The Nexus has one final truth to share, a revelation that will change how you perceive the galaxy. Alina exchanged glances with her crew. What kind of revelation? The warden tilted its head slightly, as though contemplating. Come to the Keeper. All will be explained. The Keeper of the Nexus. Guided by the alien escort, the vanguard approached a structure unlike anything they had seen before. It was a vast, spiraling construct, its surface flowing with currents of liquid light. At its apex, a single orb glowed brilliantly, pulsating with an energy that seemed almost alive. Captain, Aria Novak said, awe in her voice, this structure, it's emitting frequencies that align with neural activity. It's like it's thinking. The Nexus itself could be sentient, Singh added, his tone a mix of wonder and caution. If that's true, then this Keeper might not be an entity, but the Nexus itself. Elena nodded. We've come this far. Let's meet the Keeper. The voice of the Nexus. As the vanguard moved closer, the glowing orb began to pulse rhythmically. A deep, resonant voice filled the ship, not over the comms, but as though it was speaking directly into their minds. I am the Keeper, it said, each word vibrating with immense power. I am the heart of the Nexus, the guardian of its knowledge and its purpose. The crew stood in stunned silence. This was no ordinary encounter. This was a communion with something far beyond their understanding. You have proven your worth, the Keeper continued. Few have reached this place, and fewer still have done so with the integrity and unity you have displayed. Humanity is at a crossroads, and the Nexus offers a choice: to wield its knowledge or to leave it guarded. The Nexus' purpose. The orb glowed brighter, and the Keeper's voice took on a more solemn tone. Eons ago, we were like you, curious, driven, and unyielding in our pursuit of knowledge. But we lacked the wisdom to temper our ambition. The Nexus was born not as a repository of knowledge, but as a safeguard against it. Those who reach this place are given the opportunity to choose. Will you honor the mistakes of the past, or will you repeat them? Elena felt a chill run down her spine. Are you saying that the Nexus was created to protect the galaxy from its own civilizations? Precisely, the Keeper replied. Knowledge is a double-edged sword. In the wrong hands, it leads to ruin. Your trials were not merely tests. They were lessons meant to prepare you for the responsibility that comes with this understanding. The decision. The Keeper projected images into their minds, visions of civilizations that had once thrived but were consumed by their own creations. Towers crumbled, planets burned, and stars collapsed into darkness. The message was clear. The cost of unchecked ambition was devastation. Elena turned to her crew. We've been given a gift, a chance to learn from the mistakes of others. But the choice is not mine alone. This decision belongs to all of us. The bridge fell silent as the crew contemplated the weight of the Keeper's words. Finally, Arya spoke. Captain, I believe the Nexus's knowledge could help us, but only if we approach it with caution. We've proven our resolve and unity. Perhaps we're ready for this responsibility. Singh nodded in agreement. If we don't take this opportunity, someone else might, and they might not have the same intentions. Elena looked to the Keeper. If we choose to access the Nexus's knowledge, how do we ensure it's used wisely? The Keeper's glow intensified. Wisdom is not something I can impart. It is a journey you must continue to walk. But by choosing this path, you accept the burden of safeguarding it. For your people and for the galaxy. The Nexus awakens. Elena took a deep breath. We accept the responsibility. We will learn from the Nexus, but we will wield its knowledge with humility and care. The Keeper pulsed with approval. Your choice reflects the potential I sensed within you. The Nexus will open itself to you, but its secrets will be revealed gradually. Prove your stewardship with each revelation, and the path will unfold. The orb's glow spread throughout the spiraling construct, and streams of light flowed toward the vanguard. As the energy enveloped the ship, data flooded their systems, vast repositories of knowledge, from advanced propulsion technology to methods of sustainable energy generation. A new responsibility. The alien vessels surrounding the vanguard emitted a synchronized burst of light, a gesture of acknowledgement and respect. Vox Tal NR appeared once more, its crystalline form shimmering. You have earned the Nexus's trust, an honor bestowed upon few. May your choices continue to reflect the wisdom you have shown today. As the Elysium Vanguard prepared to leave the Nexus, Elena addressed her crew. We've taken on a responsibility that will define not just our generation, but all those who come after us. Let's make sure we're worthy of it. The ship's engines roared to life, and the Vanguard set its course for home, carrying the first fragments of the Nexus's knowledge and the weight of its promise. Echoes of the unknown. The Elysium Vanguard emerged from the Nexus, its hull shimmering faintly with the energy it had absorbed. Behind it, the spiraling construct faded into the void, leaving the ship alone with the stars. Yet something intangible lingered, the weight of the knowledge they now carried, and the immense responsibility it represented. Captain Elena Marlowe stood at the observation deck, staring into the vastness of space. The Nexus's final gift, a data stream of incalculable depth, was being carefully analyzed by the ship's systems. But the crew's elation had given way to quiet introspection. They had crossed a threshold few could imagine, and the journey had only begun. Captain, Argus spoke, its tone more measured than usual. The data from the Nexus has revealed something unexpected. Elena turned sharply. Unexpected how? It includes coordinates, Argus replied, to another construct. A warning suggests it predates even the Nexus. The forgotten marker. The bridge filled with tension as the crew gathered to review the data. On the main screen, a holographic projection displayed a star chart with a pulsating marker. The coordinates pointed to an uncharted system on the farthest edge of the galactic map, a region known as the Veil of Silence. This system, Arya Novak said, her brow furrowed, is in a gravitational dead zone. Sensors wouldn't pick it up unless we were right on top of it. And why would the Nexus give us these coordinates? Commander Singh asked. If it predates the Nexus, it could be more dangerous than anything we've encountered. It's a part of the gift, Elena said, her voice steady. The Nexus entrusted us with its knowledge and its warnings. If this marker holds answers or dangers, it's our duty to investigate. A journey into the Veil. The Vanguard set its course for the Veil of Silence, its engines glowing faintly as it slipped into faster-than-light travel. The journey was unnervingly smooth, as though the ship itself had been subtly enhanced by its interaction with the Nexus. As they approached the Veil, the stars around them seemed to dim. The gravitational anomalies of the region bent light and distorted space, creating an eerie, dreamlike quality. Entering the Veil now, Singh reported. All systems operational, but sensors are struggling to maintain accuracy. Stay alert, Elena ordered. We don't know what we're walking into. The ancient sentinel. At the center of the system, the Vanguard discovered the construct. Unlike the Nexus, which had been a marvel of flowing light and energy, this structure was dark and foreboding. It resembled a colossal monolith, its surface jagged and scarred as though it had withstood guns of punishment. This isn't welcoming, Arya murmured. It's watching us. The ship's sensors picked up faint energy signatures emanating from the monolith, rhythmic and deliberate, like a heartbeat. Argus chimed in. Analysis suggests this structure is dormant but not inactive. It is maintaining a minimal energy state, as though waiting. Elena's eyes narrowed. Waiting for what? Awakening the past. As the Vanguard approached, the monolith reacted. Pulses of crimson light rippled across its surface, and an ancient signal burst into the ship's systems. The crew scrambled to interpret it. It's a data package, Arya said, her hands moving swiftly over her console. Decoding now. The main screen flickered, revealing fragmented images, a civilization long lost to time. They had built the monolith as a repository, not of knowledge, but of warnings. The images showed their rise, their mastery of technology, and their eventual fall. It was a cautionary tale of ambition turned to arrogance. The final image lingered, a dark, swirling void consuming entire systems. The message was clear, something had been unleashed, and the monolith was all that remained to warn others. The signal's intent. Captain, Argus interrupted. The monolith is broadcasting. It's not targeting us. It's sending a signal beyond this system. Where is it going? Singh asked. Unknown, Argus replied. The trajectory suggests it's aiming for deep space. The signal could be a call for aid, or a warning to something else. Elena's mind raced. The Nexus had given them these coordinates for a reason, but they hadn't been prepared for this, a potential threat beyond anything humanity could comprehend. Shut it down, she ordered. We can't risk whatever this signal might summon. A dangerous decision. As the crew worked to disable the monolith's transmission, the structure began to resist. Crimson light flared across its surface, and the Vanguard shuddered as energy waves rippled toward it. Captain, the monolith systems are counteracting our interference, Arya shouted. If we push further, it could trigger a self-defense mechanism. Elena gritted her teeth. We can't let that signal reach its destination. Singh, prepare to deploy an EMP burst. We're shutting this thing down, no matter what. The echo fades. The EMP burst detonated, sending a surge of energy through the system. The monolith's light dimmed, and its signals ceased. The Vanguard hovered in silence, the tension on the bridge palpable. Signal neutralized, Argus confirmed. The monolith is dormant. Elena exhaled, but the relief was short-lived. A faint ripple in space caught her attention, visible through the viewport. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but it carried an undeniable sense of foreboding. Captain, Arya said, her voice trembling. I think the signal was only part of it. Something else is waking up. Elena stared into the darkness beyond the monolith. Whatever they had stumbled upon, it wasn't over.